Hello there again, this is Packs and Recreation, and as promised, we're going to talk about how to best store some of your cards from Jumpstart or Jumpstart 2022, because any other version of Jumpstart is just not worth it. So, why the cards from Jumpstart? Well, because when you get a pack of Jumpstart, you get something like this, right? So, top card, and then cards, and by the end, just some lands, and this is, ready to go. So if you are doing something like the Phyrexia all will be one Jumpstart boosters, maybe you just open them, play with them, and F it, because the cards that are inside are not that good. And if you already have cards from Phyrexia, it's likely you already have all of these, except for the exclusive one, which in the case of black is this one. But, do you and 2 foil lands, because why not? So what do? What's the best? Once you open them, what's up? Just leave them, you play with them, sure. But after that, what do you do with them? How do you store them? So my personal recommendation is to use a cassette box or a cassette tape box. And some of you may be thinking, sorry, what? And first, maybe some of you don't even know what is a cassette, but which, shows my age. But on the other side of the question, if you live in Europe, it's likely that you don't have access to Cubemajigs, which are likely the best options for this, because we got Dragon Shields. They have something like this, which is for cubes, but I used them for a while and I don't like them really. They are a mix between, well, first they're kind of ugly, to be honest. They're too bright, and they have the tribal dragons, or the dragons made in a tribal tattoo style. It's just I just want to play Magic, man. This art style doesn't fit. And on the other side, the cards kind of hit inside if you want to double sleeve and stuff like that. So sadly, we don't have Cubemajigs, which are resealable sleeves. And if you have a cube or Jumpstart, because I am not that good enough. I'm not good enough to have a cube, or at least that's my opinion. Well, this is a very good solution, and it's kind of more or less the same price, and it's actually, very sturdy, although it's not especially designed to hold cards or anything. The key here is to get cassette tape boxes or cases without the stops. So these ones already come with the stops cut, so you don't have to remove them or anything. I've seen some people online that suggest to remove them in some way or another, but you can just buy them like this, which is actually easier. So if you don't really want to spend money on sleeves or anything, you can just the easiest thing you can do is, well, you just put the cards in there as they come from the box. And if you have a cube, you can actually do it with the cube, and there you go. And I mean, let's be honest, the prettier way of doing it is backwards, but I had to do it the wrong way first. So if you do it like this, then you will look like this, and then you will look them as such, so you don't really see what's there. But if you want to see what's there, which is actually cool for cubes, you can just do, well, what we did back in the day, and with cassettes, and you can just print a piece of paper to put in here so that you will see the back. I also seen these being used for Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that, so there's always a use for cassettes. However, what about sleeving, right? Well, if you single sleeve, which is convenient most of the times, it looks better and fits better the actual cassette box. It looks something like this, right? So is a lot more sturdy. The cards don't dance, see, and it's single sleeve. So the only problem is that depending on your mileage, what you are going to have some resistance there, you see. But I can tell you from using this quite a lot, is not that serious. I mean, if you have a cube with very expensive cards, then I hear your gasp from the distance. But at least from my experience, it's not that bad. I mean, see, like they bend a little bit, then they just come right back. And if you have the lands on the back, then, you know, quote, no one cares about lands. So you just pull them and, you know, you have them right off the box. And you can just, I mean, this is not shuffle at all. You can just reshuffle them as long as you keep the face card on top. That's all you need, so that you can go back to the box and sleeve them, or put them in the case, I guess. See, like these, they fit a little bit better. There is some level of attrition or something, but see, once they are there, they move very little compared to not being sleeved at all. And you have your cards protected. See, like, and some people recommend to do it differently, because since these may apply some pressure, like you can be like, oh, but the cards are bending. They are not really bending. Like, it's really up to you to see, like, is it worth it just for me to be able to have like my cube and be able to do it? I don't know. Some people just say that, well, you should put the face card to be the one to be exposed to be bent, because, well, it's a face card. It doesn't have any purpose other than that. And if you want to be extra careful, just put another one on top or something. I know it's not like a ideal solution, but I like it a lot, and it's very sturdy and consistent and looks very nice. If you are doing it for Jumpstart, as is my case, you don't want to see what's there, so this is a great approach. But if you want to see what's there, you can either print this so that you can put it on the border, or if you having like, I don't know, Innistrad or, you know, a theme cube, you can just do it. Now, you may be thinking, what about double sleeve? I am a man of culture. I double sleeve all my cards. Well, I have bad news for you, because as all people of culture know, double sleeving makes your cards very thick. So that becomes a problem, because this has 20 cards in here, and you see already what's the problem. There is no way that these cards are going to be double sleeved. Now you may be thinking, well, if it's for Jumpstart, why would I want to double sleeve Jumpstart cards? I mean, they are like a board game. They are intended to play, period, not to like super duper collect them or protect them. And I will agree with you. But if the reason is to have this for a cube with very expensive cards, then that's another story. See, like, actually they fit in there. And I mean, this has some air, so like as normal, you can just like wait for the air to be removed, and then it closes. So, you know, it still works. Obviously, it's not a line. I need to align it for purposes, but like it works. And at most, but then this issue is worse to a degree. But the advantage is that these are double sleeved. So as you can see, they are a lot stronger to the attrition. So yeah, maybe some of you may be like, but dude, please stop. You're killing that card. And trust me, I feel you. I also don't like doing that to my cards. But for these purposes, I've been doing it for a while, and, you know, they don't suffer. I actually hate it worse when I'm playing at some of my friends and they're playing with my cards and they do things like this when putting the cards on the table. Now that really triggers me. It's just so easy to do this when you put the card on the table. Just go like Yu-Gi-Oh and do like this. But some people really insist on doing this, which is like, come on, bro. Come on, don't buy my cards, bro. Come on. So that's the pro tip for today for your Jumpstart cards. Now, what's the thing? Let's say that you have this one double sleeved, which, I mean, up to you. It's really more, you know, it's really just tighter and more difficult to handle, but you get there eventually. And you have one single sleeve, and you can even have one with no sleeve, although, you know, this format is really just for sleeve cards, to be honest. At least single sleeve. If you don't sleeve them at all, none of them bend, but at the same time, it just feels like playing with fire to a degree. So you have no sleeve, single sleeve, double sleeve, and you can feel the weight as well. And how do you store these? Well, you can just put them in a shoebox and it works. That's how most people store their music tapes back in the day. But if you really want to go extra, you can do something like this. And this was, the pro level of how we stored music back in the day. And just put them like this. And you can just imagine how nice it looks already, because you will be doing something like this with your friends and be like, hey, wanna play some Jumpstart or something? Or wanna play some Magic? And either you don't want to play against the same decks again and again and again because maybe they have better decks than you, or you have a better decks than them, or I don't know, maybe you'll only play Commander because people just play Commander nowadays and it's more of a casual format, and you want to make it, more casual so that it's not like the money spent that you have on Standard, but it's also not like Modern or Legacy. So you have your Jumpstart cards or your cube in a format like this, and if you have your cube, you can have labels on them so you know what's what. But if you want to be surprised, you can just have it like that and be like, okay, pick one, and then just pick one and pick one, and there you go, you have two, and then you can just mix them and go there. Now, one thing of importance to be noted that I kind of just roll with it in this video and didn't go into detail for it is, what about sleeves? So it doesn't really matter. I use Dragon Shields, never go home without them. Although they have some level of inconsistency in quality recently, because the inner sleeves, if you use inner Dragon Shields and outer Dragon Shields, for some reason, sometimes your deck won't fit in 100+ deck box, or some of them will just, the inner sleeve will just pop off as you're trying to sleeve them, etc. But that aside, yes, ideally your entire cube or Jumpstart cassette mix. That's a good name for this video. The Jumpstart cassette mix technique should be all with the same sleeve color. Otherwise, you can really tell what's there. There is a part of me that is being like, no, but wouldn't it be nice to have like, oh, this is Treasure Red, so red sleeves, and this is Green Wolves, so green sleeves. Like, yes, but let's be honest. That kind of defeats purpose, because you can just look at them like this and be like, oh, white sleeves, so this is white, and just pick them or avoid them, because some people don't like playing with white. But or maybe you want to do that because you want your cube or the Jumpstart to be like not color blind, but color selective. So you can be like, okay, I want to play with one white and one blue, and it's just the theme that is anonymous to you. Maybe you want that, I don't know. Or maybe, who knows, you have a better solution for this. So let me know in the comments if you have a better solution for this, if you think this looks nice, if you think this looks stupid. This is just a solution after trying a bunch of stuff and trying to 3D print and trying to do some cardboard stuff and cutting it, and not that good with crafts. So I found these cassette tape boxes and they kind of work. So I'm kind of assembling it this way, but it really requires single sleeving because, as you can see, no sleeves. It's like a box of chiclets. Double sleeve, hardly fits. Single sleeve, perfect. So, except for the, for the last card drama. But, I guess this is like going with the car over some holes on the road. If you go fast, technically your wheel goes over them fast enough so they don't suffer. Same with the bending cars. I guess, I don't know. Let me know your takes, your approaches, your solutions in the comments, and let me know if you like this, and I can show you more of my DIY ghetto tricks to have my Magic collection in a decent, presentable shape, so that my friends can come over and we can just play Magic without thinking too much about it, or no one having an unfair disadvantage. So Thank you very much for your time. I hope you like this. This has been PAX and Recreation. Have a great time. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.